Hello, GSA audience. Welcome back to the GSA leagues. This is a SMO any percent league. This is SMO any percent league, and we got Dangers versus Dansta. Countdown is starting. I am Troy of Athens, and I've got Patronus joining me.
Hello, hello, hello. So as far as this race goes, I think Dance is a bit of a favorite. He's been really on the up and up, but I'm sure everyone knows this who's been following Odyssey. He's kind of one of the rising stars, soon to bit of 100 possibly. And Dangerous, you might know him more from the commentary booth, but turns out he's pretty good at the game as well. I think he has a 102, might have a 101.
Yeah, both players well skilled in this game. Dansta definitely has been improving his times as of late, so certainly riding on that momentum, right?
Yeah, and he's not like an any percent focused runner either, like someone like Chaos who only has ever done any percent pretty much. So he's done quite a bit of darker side and other longer categories. But we got Danza and Dangerous coming up. Now I am interested to see how the new seaside stuff goes. I don't know if I'm pretty sure they're both going to be going for some of it. I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing because there are a few like variations to certain movements, but yeah, I haven't seen too much of it yet, but I hope we do get to see some more of it today.
I think, I think it's slowly becoming the norm for everyone to do this new seaside route, just because it's so much easier to do consistently.
I don't think anyone wouldn't do it at this level.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get. I wasn't sure if that's what you were saying or not.
Yeah, I just said like I haven't seen much of it because of how new it is. So
Oh,
like this
okay.
will be my
Yeah,
first
but
time
it's
commentating with the Discovery.
don't worry, I'll guide you through it.
All right, sounds good.
I was there. I was sitting in Chaos Pringle's stream when it was discovered, actually, or just after it was discovered. I was just like sitting there watching him do runs, and then suddenly everyone was just talking about Circle tweeting out some trick, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Meanwhile, this trick gets linked. Is like, oh, is this gonna be faster? And Chaos just keeps saying several times, we don't know yet. We literally just discovered the trick.
Yeah, I saw Limcube post a ton of Twitter clips. I always love when Limcube tries to like break stuff down and figure out the optimal movements.
But yeah, because in order for it to
wall jumpless FMS. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, sorry. No, totally valid to interrupt the race that we got going on right now, and we do have Dansta with the lead, so it's very important to point out. But yeah, it was mainly an idea of because of how the best time theory sheet works out. In order for a route to be like universally accepted, it needs to be able to beat the previous one for that kingdom.
Yeah, and I think that's how it should be for whatever game you want to look at. Unless you're looking at something where it's maybe like half a second slower, but the old way was super hard and now it's way easier. Kind of like what we've done with FMS here in Cascade.
Yeah,
even
and
though
I
don't think... Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's actually more of the case of what's going on with Celeste as well in 5B. The trick in 5B there is significantly harder than what we're doing now, but it's actually slower. The trick that is popularly done, but it's just so much more consistent. So everyone does that one now. Yeah, I'm talking about Bub's Drop. Bub's Drop is so much more consistent than the older method that was used in 5B to skip the same stuff.
It's pretty cool how all these things get discovered, and then people are so eager to figure it out, implement it, break it down, do it as fast as possible. And Danza and Dangers, we'll see how much they can pull off in this race here. Danza going for this moon clip here, and looks like he's got it. So with a little bit of a lead, not too bad for Dangers either, but just a couple seconds behind. Dansta known for insane cap kingdoms and early game in general. So there we go. Dansta and Dangers just gonna be watching a bit of cutscene. Dangers asking if his OBS is alright if he dropped in frames. I think he's okay. I don't see any like bad frame drops from what I can see.
Yeah, I don't see anything too bad. I mean, that's more of the problem of the restreamer. You know, it's looking stable right now, and we do have timers from the players' point of views. So if things get out of sync, we do have the timers will pause along with the stream. So we'll be able to keep the difference in where people are still the same, and just, you know, resync them later. Both players handing into Sand Kingdom now. Say kingdom that's pretty much there's as far as a lot of people who. That's a fun camera. As far as people have like seen in this game, like this is as fully optimized as Sand is gonna get for a while, unless we find some major trick. Sand's route for moons are staying the same and have stayed the same for months now. Which is honestly in some way making me think we're gonna see some innovation.
Yeah, I was actually thinking like, you know, Wooded was so long ago, right? It's like when Seaside came around, like finally something new's been discovered because we've been using routes from like the first maybe like 3 months of speedrunning for the most part. A couple like new tweaks, but for the most part, like the actual route through the kingdom is the same. Like,
yeah,
sure,
it's
we
really
ended up
just
getting notes and a few different moons around like the jam section.
Yeah, it's really just been like minor movement improvements in a moon itself, not so much like changing which moon you're getting. It is always like for a long time it has been these specific moons.
Yeah.
Danced again the dram strat there. That is looking pretty good. That homing should work out. Danger's getting it as well. Bullet Bill is kind of in a weird spot, but hopefully that should work out too. Nope, I was right. That Bullet Bill was guided just a little bit too long, and it just was too far away from the Cappy. Cappy was in the right spot, but the Bullet Bill was not.
So Dan's gonna be saving even more time here. He's already about a moon ahead. It's a lot of rolling here. Dan's gonna come and ground pound this pile of trash. Like, I don't know specifically how long every moon takes, but like stuff like this, like I think there might even be some ways in the future like we don't even have to get that moon. Or like there might be like a way to get a bit of a cleaner, like I don't know, like there's only so many moons in Sand, right? And we found a really good route. But I still think like at least in some kingdoms we're not done quite yet. You know, there's still like a lot of theory with like Brunchin and stuff. So I'm hoping that we'll get to see a few more route changes before this game is kind of in its final form.
I don't think we're anywhere near really its final form right now. It's just to get to start hour right now. And I think a good way to do that would be just finding that next clip, because the reason that the whole Seaside route changed is because of the finding of a clip here.
Yeah.
And so it really just has to be a case of let's find another way to get out of bounds. So, and that could totally be a thing. So if you want to be the guy who finds the next trick, go try to find a way to get out of bounds.
Sub hour will be free. Just find some amazing new tricks, save like 30 seconds. And it's very early for this bird cycle, and Dangers is going to be on his way over. Should be able to get it as well. Nothing.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, Dansta had a little bit of trouble with when that moon became active. He kind of like mistimed the jumps a bit, so he actually took longer than he needed to with getting that moon. But it's just like little minor things. Other than that, very good movement so far from Dansta. Danger's having to do a double spin throw there.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get it with one. I think it almost never happens. Super rare. Well, neither of them had too bad of a notes either. So here we go. Dansta, one like moon filling cutscene ahead. Yeah, this have been a really good. Wow, 1004. I didn't even realize how good this sand was. That's insane. Like
Yeah.
that's really good. No mistakes, really clean movement, and like Dangerous is probably happy with the 1019. Like I think most players would be in a race. Like even at Dance's, I mean, even at Dangerous level, like that's a decent for a PB attempt. You know, you can definitely make that work. That's not a bad time. But Dansta is just in, he's just going nuts. I wonder if he'll go for lake clip. Probably not, but you never know. No, that's the first mistake he's made. Can he back it up? That was pretty good.
Well done there. Able to bounce back from that. And that's also like a mistake that not many runners have nowadays. Like you almost always are able to make that jump.
Yeah, we'll see Dangerous make it up. Dansta going for that lake clip. Let's see what he's got. Hat not getting through. Let's see. Taking him a while, losing a lot of that time save. Okay, I think he's got it. No. Oh, yes, okay.
No, he's in. He's in. He's good.
Let's go, Dansta.
Danger's also setting up for it, though.
Okay, this is bold, but he's got
something. Danger's had it hit a ceiling. And it looks like both players are successful, but both players were successfully able to get the lake clips.
Yeah, it took a while though. Probably didn't save time for either of them. Dansta down throw, we switch into those Joy-Cons. No, with the seaside clip, these water levels are getting a lot shorter.
Good.
Or a lot more technical.
Yeah, it is a lot more technical and it's a lot of kingdoms with the word clip in their name now. We got seaside clip, lake clip, wooded nut clip, the snow clip also has one. There's snow dram. It's just like I think Limcube pointed it out in a race yesterday. It's just so many, like every kingdom has a trick now that needs to be done pretty much. Like mid to late game, you're just like one after the other. So much stuff that you have to rely on working and hope works.
Yeah, it's kind of like crazy because, you know, this game came out in 2017, and it's not like Ocarina of Time where it's like, you know, very new, or like very new to that kind of genre of game, and also like just the nature of the technical specifications. Like there's gonna be so many things that could be broken or glitched through, and the engine was broken, all this stuff, right? But this is a very recent game, you know, not a lot of initial glitches that we found, but once we started finding clips, we're like, hey, we got this, and we got like clips in pretty much every kingdom now.
Yeah,
I don't even know if there's a kingdom that doesn't have one.
Right.
I
it's
guess
more
Lost.
Yeah, maybe. It's really right now. It's just more of a idea of that's what happens when you make a kind of sandbox-ish game. There's just so much stuff going on that it's hard to like keep every last like area completely clean and free of glitches.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like we had to figure out how these clips work, where, you know, you get the moon and you can change Mara's hitbox during the cutscene animation. But in Seaside, it's a lot of capturing stuff. It works kind of like turnip clip, if I'm not mistaken. Danger's taking care of these two initial moons. Dansta coming up for this nut clip. Let's see. He's not going for the tree moon. Just going for nut clip. Alright, can you get through? This is the big trick. Lose a ton of time if you don't get it. But Dansta's got it. Now he's got to do this out of bounds moon. Pretty tough as well. Let's see. And I think he did it cleanly.
Yeah, it's
and he's
pretty
out
good.
of there. So there you go, Dansta. Getting it done. Dangers has to match it. That's what we want to see. Okay, Dansta having a bit of trouble here, having to actually reset this entire section. Dangers has an opportunity to catch up quite a lot.
Yes, that is
If he can
true,
get
but
this movement.
it definitely was a very good recovery there, being aware of where he was and just resetting to a place where he wasn't going to fall all the way down and actually was still within the route and wouldn't have to do like a whole moon reroute.
Yeah. Danger's making a little bit of time up here. Dance is still in the lead and probably still able to pick up a bit more time saving Wooded compared to the Dangers. But at the same time, Dangers has been playing pretty well. He hasn't made any big mistakes. And he's in this one to win it. And it's a nice spin pound roll cancel to get out of the maze. Popping the Piranha. Is that hurt on the inside a little bit?
What?
Your fellow Piranha plants get bodied. Wow, Danger's not getting the poison triple jump. So we're probably only like 15 seconds apart, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's still pretty close. But we're also not in any of the kingdoms really that's gonna cause like a huge divider yet. There are some things that are gonna happen, but I really like. Oh, okay, resetting there from Dansta. Yet again, Dansta continuously just realizing that okay, this is not looking good. Yeah,
Wow.
not liking
third
these.
try.
He's trying to vector properly here, or some sort of jump, just getting a good jump there, and he like yeah, it's not a vector there. It's just a completely forward jump, and it just wasn't forward. It wasn't in the right direction, so he kept redoing it. But that has caused Dangers to definitely catch up here again. We are within 10 seconds of each other now. I'd say within 5 seconds of each other, really.
Yeah, Dangers had just been playing slow and steady. Dance is kind of like the hare. He goes super fast in some seconds, but is, you know, really erratic, and also has a bit of trouble. Well, yeah, Danger's a bit of a bonk.
Yeah, the bonk's not something you want to be having, but Danger's gonna be able to bounce back a little bit. Having to get the heal as well, though, so this is that actually costs a lot of time there.
And it's also not getting super clean movement up here to this third to last moon, I guess you could say, before the flooded pipeway. So Dangerous has definitely been putting in a bit of time save here, but actually getting the same mistake that Danza had pretty much. But as it goes, like, Dance's biggest strength is the early game. I mean, obviously he's had to clean up the rest of it to maintain or to get PBs on like the low 101 range, but you saw like 1004 sand exit, absolutely nuts. But then on the other hand, someone like Dangerous who's done like so much darker side in like longer categories, probably not going to be as worried about the late game as Dansta might be rather. So 1 moon ahead, Dansta leaving Wooded, and Dangerous can be right behind him. So I'm pretty happy with how this race has been going. Pretty close. Just throwing those moons on the Odyssey. Not much to see till we get on our way again. Just gonna be putting them all in the pot. 1901 for Dansta. Lost actually a lot of time, even though he got Nutclip. That's kind of the weird thing, is like, it's such a pivotal trick. It's all he focused about in Wooded Kingdom, but turns out what Dangerous accidentally stopped his timer.
Oh,
That's a bit of a rip. Just start it. Hold on, just So Dansta actually stopped his timer here. We're gonna say like if I were him, I just start it up again, and then we can just figure out like what the difference was. But I don't know. We'll see if Milo has something he wants to do in the meantime.
Yeah, it's generally a concern of the restreamer to figure out how this will be. We'll definitely, you know, of course, retimes always do happen, and in this case, we'll have probably a retime of some sort. But it's not to worry about too much, as no lag has occurred, so the distance has stayed about the same.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm just gonna ping Milo, see if he wants to weigh in. But anyway, Dan said already done with Cap. Dangers just taking care of this pretty straightforward Bowser fight until we head into Lost.
Yeah, this is a fairly normal occurrence, actually. Like, you know, timers are a pretty like needed thing, so it can happen a lot. So we of course have ways of dealing with it. So I'm not too worried. I am worried to see if Dansta is going to be able to maintain this lead as we are in Lost Kingdom. This is such a like it is a very practiced kingdom, but it is also just a kingdom where any mistake is very punished.
Yeah, definitely agree. There are a lot of places you can die, and in high level Odyssey, a death can really decide the race even. And only one slip up will kill you in Lost. So you don't have a lot of room for error. You just gotta be on your toes and you gotta be sharp. So Danza, you come up to the Chopito section. Gonna be grabbing this moon on the stump. Danger's only about 2 moons behind. Or maybe that's 3, if I could count.
The moons are really fast here in Lost Kingdom, so it's kind of hard to do it by moon count.
Nice strat from Dansta. You know, you see a lot of people go for this K-Chop jump nowadays, but you know, not too long ago it was considered to be like a major risk, and you had to be kind of nuts. But you know, now pretty much every top runner does it, no problem. So pretty good Lost, no mistakes that I noticed. Dansta only has 2 moons left to go. We'll see if he goes for this K-Triple jump strat. It looks like he's also opting for it. But falling off of the tree and dying, that's gonna hurt. That's what we're talking about. That takes quite a lot of time. And just, you know, you have your spaghetti sauce, you know, just adding it to the ocean. Golden Lost from Dansta. Well, how about that?
Yeah, there is the backups here in this, especially for these last couple moons, but it's still going to be the case of, yeah, just take the death there, because it's a lot harder to recover on that bridge with Klepto being active.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Danger's not as close to Dansta as he was just a little bit ago. And Metro now, and this is a stage that, you know, Limcube called it like the new player slayer. Dansta, not a new player. He knows what he's doing. Let's see if he can knock this one out of the park. Nice bop on the Goomba. A little bit of just, oh, it just looks fun. It's a bit of style, some flair in the run, which is otherwise, you know, it's very, I mean, it's still fast, but it's one of those things where it is like, you know, you can actually show off something a bit less conventional, I suppose. Come up in City Hall, and Dangers just starting out at Night Metro, gonna have to scale up a pretty tall building, but does it like he's Spider-Man or something, who knows. What would Spider-Man be? You know, Spider-Man's in New York. You know, what would Spider-Man be in New Donk City? Is there like an ape version of Spider-Man?
I think there is. I mean, I don't know my Spider-Man things that much, that well, but it's definitely probably exists a lot of Spider-Verse stuff.
Probably. Did you end up seeing that end of the Spider-Verse movie?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Nice 2-cycle from Dan. Actually, no. What?
That's the first cycle.
Yeah, that's first cycle. He was just taking a long time to get those shots, and usually it's really fast.
It happens.
Yep. Dangers with that big old long jump to make it out of City Hall. So heading up to this Wiggler fight, Dansta about a cycle ahead. Gonna be waiting for this Wiggler to show his face and give him a good pattern, possibly.
That is a really bad pattern.
Yeah, it's pretty wonky. One bulb left. Can you hit it? Nice shot from Dansta. The Austrian sniper.
Able to deal with it pretty well, not really just ignoring the places where the Wiggler was crossing over with itself. And that's usually how I just judge whether or not a cycle is good or not, is based on how many times it crosses over itself.
Yeah.
Because that can really mess with the hitboxes.
It's kind of like in Majora's Mask, where there's a boss called Twin Mold in Stone Tower Temple, which has like randomly generated patterns, and you have to shoot it in the tail a bunch. And it's like, alright, if Twin Mold's just like overlapping and doing a bunch of like knots and such, like there's almost like there's so few windows to actually hit the tail. But Dansta and Danger's taking care of this Wiggler pretty nicely. And Dansta already in Day Metro. So nice homing throw on the light post or the pylon. Scoot clip coming up. You know, every kingdom's got a clip. Metro, I think Scoot clip's the only one. Dance to come up to the trash pile. You know, just making solid time. Actually, as I say that, not getting a good moon grab.
Yeah, this is... And now he's on a bit of a timer as, you know, we got the taxis to avoid, and you know, that taxi's not going to be a good spot right at all for this. Going from here to the pole, this is not going to be. This is going to be a bit messy. Yeah.
Ooh, just like you said.
That taxi did not want, was just exactly in the way. You have to cross the street at that moment, and it's just not. That I knew, and I think Dansta was trying to plan for it as well. He knew that he really had to react to that.
Wow.
Oh, and another taxi cab. That one's a bit more punishing because he actually bonked into it as opposed to just being stopped short.
Yeah, you know, Dance out here just trying to walk, but not really taking his space very well. Getting bodied around by the pedestrian and automotive traffic. Nothing kind of out of place in Metro Kingdom, so to speak. But now he gets to go visit a remote island, refresh, catch his breath, get a couple quick moons, talk to a fellow musician. Actually, I don't know about fellow musician. I don't think Mario is a musician at all. Maybe he does play something.
He's an alright dancer.
That is true. So just grabbing a couple musician moons here. Dansta and Dangers. It's kind of in the middle of Metro. Where, you know, like, there's quite a few little things that can go wrong. We saw Dansta actually have, like, he missed the trash moon. He got hit by, like, 2 taxis. If not for Danger's death and loss, he could be... Oh, excuse me. He could be pretty close right now. Dance is almost done. He just needs the top of the skyscraper. And then just try to get a bullseye. And then head in the crowded walkway. So only 5 moons left. Make that 4. Dangers also on the way.
Dansta opted to not go for the spin pound at the top of the town hall.
Yeah, that's true. That does save a decent amount of time.
And also tried to call the shot and missed. So I had to, after the ground pound, had to set it up again.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Dansta a bit shaky in Metro overall. And Dangers might be saving a bit of time. But we've got quite a bit left to go. We've got Snow. Pretty hard kingdom, not just because of Snowdram. And then we got Seaside, which we might see some new movement, some new strats recently found. So definitely want to stick around.
And it's something that you can try as well, because it is a clip that does exist on both 1.0 and 1.2. So if you want to try it yourself, go for it.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, totally got to be a thing in legacy and current categories. That was an odd bonk from Dangers. Actually, didn't really cause too much of a problem. That was like it was weird because of the awning right below him. It actually was, I think, a bit shorter than a typical bonk because you didn't have to wait for him to become controllable again. The awning kind of did that for him, but it was still a bit of the bounce off the wall. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit shorter than the 2 seconds that usually happen from a bonk.
Yeah, it's like in Mario Kart if you get hit by a red shell, but you're on like a boosting, like arrow or strip, and then you like as soon as you spin, you just get boosted again. You actually have to lose a lot more time trying to accelerate. Snow Kingdom for both. Yeah, it's whatever. You know, I don't know if this is like a mountainous region or like a very like Arctic region, but on the globe, it doesn't look like either. So I don't know what Nintendo is really going for here. I would say it's Arctic because of polar bears, but these aren't exactly polar bears, but like that's kind of how I think of them.
They're seals.
Oh, they're seals. Oh yeah, that's a lot more obvious.
I like sea lion. Something in that family of
Yeah.
animal.
I think sea lion maybe. We'll see if Dane wants to go for Snow Clip. He's done a little bit in the past. Not gonna attempt it. So, first side room, the boy Joey. Gotta come out and make this cycle.
Coming in with the Typhus. Gets that triple jump. Gonna be able to get these moons here on the side area. This is a very dangerous area. It's got a lot of...
Yeah, another one of those rooms that hasn't really changed much since the beginning of the game. We realized that there's a cycle on the wooden plank, and you could use that to get the moon on the arch. And then that's what we've done.
Whoa, that looks like a good snow clip.
For the clip. Hello.
That looks like a good snow clip. He got that.
Nice.
Wow, able to actually save those seconds. Well done there.
Pretty impressive from Dangers. You know, I knew he was trying to beef up his any percent game, but that's pretty hot.
Honestly, he made that trick look kind of easy.
Yeah. You just backflip, dude. It's not hard. Here you go. Dansta and Dangers making progress. You know, as I kind of said before, if Dangers didn't die in loss, he could be pretty close right now. But Dansta's been playing alright in Snow Kingdom. And we've just got a few moons left. Dansta gonna be grabbing that shot moon. I'm pretty sure he's good on coins. Dangers, on the other hand, is not good on coins. So we'll see if he'll be able to get them or if he's just gonna go for the Rango room instead. So Snowdram come up for Dansta, and you know, Danger's making some progress. It's pretty typical. Nice strat there. Going for the extra cap throw to stall the airtime of Mario a little bit. You can make it without that, but decent movement nonetheless. So we got Dance's Snow Jam. Let's see what he's got. Taking a long time to set this up. First person looking into the haze, but he knows what he's searching for and he's got it. Finding that well-deserved moon. What? Dangers, no. What? He actually went into the shop. He didn't realize he didn't have enough coins.
Oh,
this
wow,
is actually huge.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, we're at a coin deficit right now. That is
Like,
a huge time loss.
When he was collecting those coins, like, in the, like, super slippery room, I was like, he doesn't have enough, does he? So he's probably realized he's gonna have to go for Rango room or something. He didn't realize. He not only went to the shop, he tried to buy the moon, and then realized he was 16 whole coins short, so not even that close. And that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's significant. That's like really significant. But we're going into Dansta now. Going for the seaside clip. It will be towards the latter half of this kingdom. So until then, just kind of going through it as normal.
Snow Jam.
That was a really quick first moon. But yeah, Dangers causing a lot of trouble right now. Running into a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, you know, the Snow Kingdom, it is pretty difficult. Not only because he didn't have enough coins, able to get it second try.
Okay,
this trick in particular.
And we are now at that point right after this moon right here. As soon as he gets up here.
Checking my watch. Seaside clip wins. Hello. Danger's not too happy about this.
I mean, the seaside clip's not for a while. The clip itself's not for a while, but we cut out the notes moon, so the change in the route is pretty noticeable.
No more rocket flower.
Capturing a cheap right here. Good to see that people are opting to capture a cheap now instead of getting Gushin to a cheap, because that was certainly a lot quicker. Going for the cheap first instead of trying to find a Gushin nearby.
Limcube said, or he posted like a video clip of like swimming normally to that area. The Gushin and the cheap, they were almost exactly the same time. I think the cheap might have been like a tiny bit slower than like perfect normal swimming, but like it was not even anything to like. The cheap is probably the best option there, but they were so close.
It's just a lot smoother.
Yeah.
And so we are going to be going into this very shortly. Just after this Kelp Moon is where the clip comes into play. It's basically about uncapturing and capturing the cheap while just kind of leaving it on a corner. And it allows you to go out of bounds with the cheap. And able to get it there. And just going to be getting the moon that we would typically get last while staying out of bounds now. And then just going to go into this loading zone for the Sphinx moon. And then get that, and we're done with this kingdom.
There you go. Dance is showing off how the new time save works out. I don't know like what specific time the split will be, but that seems pretty good to me. And if he hasn't been doing many runs, it could have been in gold. It's probably better than an old route. What? Dan says 330 seaside. Okay. I've thought like 332 was like the best beforehand. Oh wait, was it 22? Crap. Commentator, you know, I vaguely knew, but I was 10 seconds off. It is actually like a 22. I thought he got like what would have been like a 320 seaside. Just not on point with the numbers.
It's okay, I don't even try to know them numbers. I don't even try to know the split times from Mario Odyssey. I just kind of watch. I know the tricks. I know what tricks are coming up next, and that's all I worry about.
There's a trick for you. Salt pile, triple jump to start off Luncheon Kingdom. Kind of like Metro, it's pretty long, has a lot of just fast technical movement where usually you won't have a massive time loss, but more minor things that add up. Danger's coming for the clip. Is this clip like really easy or?
I don't know, I actually haven't performed it yet. It seems to be pretty simple.
Like maybe you just have to let the cheat tube slide down a little bit, but it seems like pretty.
Yeah.
Dancer says it's free, so I'll take his word for it. What? Interesting throw. So, Dansta wrapping up Spewart, and Dangers wrapping up Seaside pretty far behind, saying they were disgusting. Yeah, apparently Dansta had a pretty bad Seaside as well. But yeah. Luncheon is luncheon. It's a big L if you mess up.
I see what you did there.
I have to say that every time because I was commenting with Lim Cube, and then somehow he mentioned it being a big L, so I kind of want to say that every time.
Oh, so now you're just saying that you stole a joke from someone?
I don't know if it was him or me who said that originally. It was something came up in the flow of the conversation. Like, we're talking about mistakes in luncheon. But yeah, I have to call it Big L now. There's also a rapper named Big L, which is kind of funny.
I didn't know that one. Is Dansta okay? Is he gonna make it up there? No, he's not. Okay.
Alright. A bit sloppy, but you know, Danger's definitely running into a lot more troubles in Snow and Seaside. Pretty much everyone is like, yeah, the clip is like completely free. There's no difficulty to it. So, there you go. Do it yourself at home. Try it. And save
I am
some
gonna
time.
try it. I've done some roll cancel clips. I don't really try them anymore
Okay.
because I am on current patch and they're a lot harder. But before current patch came into play, when roll cancel clips were first discovered, I did a couple of them in Snow Kingdom just because they were fun.
Yeah, it's a lot harder, but pretty fun.
I also did Sphinx clip, a couple of them. Not Sphinx clip, pyramid clip, inverted IP clip, as they call them.
Is that one really hard? Or is it like version specific? Like it's easy on one version and hard on another one?
It's the latter. It's really easy to do on Legacy patch. It's actually like the easiest of the roll cancel clips in Legacy.
And to come up to turnip clip, getting a pretty good throw. That should be right on the money, right where it needs it, right where he needs it to be. Gonna pop that hammer row in the spot. So not too bad of a luncheon for your boy Dansta, and I don't know what exactly his pace is looking, but I think this has been a pretty solid run overall. There's been a few hiccups, and you know, Dangers was pretty competitive at a certain point. Like it was mainly Wooded that he caught up against Dansta, but since then Dansta's been running away with it. See, Dansta gonna come grab this moon on the like islands and then head into Forks, where Dance's only got a couple moon. Actually, no, he only has this multi-moon left. Gonna go up and possess the big hunk of meat. Is that salt on the top of it? Like,
I think so. Yeah,
this
yeah,
that they gave.
That's salt all over the place, see.
Dangers in Forks room went pretty well. And also skipping the last fork at the end. Man. Dansta wrapping it up. You know, if I'm yawning at luncheon, I'm probably gonna doze off in the middle of Ruin. But Dansta having a really sick luncheon. There's absolutely nothing I could really comment on. 614 coming out in the chat. Yeah, oh yeah, Dance's PB lost like 26 seconds in luncheon or something like that. Like, so pretty good stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
having to reset that turnip. That's not gonna work either, Dangers. What are you doing?
No, that's fine.
Will it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
It actually is. It works a lot further from the cage than you think it would.
Guess that makes sense. You only need the hitbox to get past the barrier.
Yeah, once a little portion of the sprite, or whatever you want to call them, is out of bounds, the rest of the object can go out of bounds with it. So, you know, just the foot's out of bounds, you can bring the whole Mario out of bounds. In the case of the Moon Cliffs, and
Yeah.
same idea with the Hammer Bros.
So Danger's gonna be wrapping up in luncheon. Dansta just gonna be taking care of the dragon. Not too much to comment on currently, but you know, we have a live event coming up in a couple months. It's getting closer every week. I get more excited. It is Pace, our first live competitive speedrunning event, and if you would like to go, you can. All you have to do is type exclamation point Pace or exclamation point tickets in the chat. There are quite a few hotels to stay at as well. They're close to the location. The location is at Xanadu Games in Laurel Park, Maryland. They have a lot of VG Bootcamp Smash events there, and it's a pretty popular location, so I'm told. And a bit of an attempt to bring speedrunning and esports a bit closer together. So if you're interested, go check it out.
Yeah, go and meet some players. Go and meet some commentators. I know I'm there. I know Vadronis is gonna be trying to get there as well.
Yep, I'll be there.
Yeah, come meet us. If apparently you think we're famous enough to be meetable. It'd be kind of humbling, actually, if someone were like, "I came here just to see you."
That would be insane. You know, yep, Danger's gonna be starting off this Ruin fight. Luckily, they didn't overlap too much. We'll see Dansta head into Bowser's. A lot more exciting.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that as a luckily sort of thing. It's really just a case of this is not going to be this is going to be a pretty large difference between timers right now.
Yeah. We'll see if Dansta can pull off a good Bowser's. I'm not sure what pace he's on currently. I think probably like a low 102, I want to say. But obviously I have no game knowledge at all. So we'll just let the run speak for itself. We'll see when he actually finishes. So we've got some hot Bowser's Kingdom movement here coming out in the beginning, scaling the sides of these roofs. Into going from a little island to island, interesting how this castle is laid out. I don't think it's too practical, but you know what? It makes for a good level design, I suppose. Taking care of this like stare face ogre guy. You know, get some ZFG ogres in the chat if you got them.
I mean, I would say it definitely has some good defenses. Like, it's pretty hard to get past it.
That's true. Alright, so this done with the first section of Bowser's. Coming up, there's a shop in the middle of nowhere. Actually, that's the next section. Alright, here we go though. Shards. This is probably the most intensive part of the kingdom before you get to Mech. Let's see what he's got. Come up to these Pokios. Gonna be avoiding them. Grabbing that third shard pretty cleanly. Lots of homing throws. Wow, that was a pretty tight dive. I thought he was gonna bomb. But able to make it up. And there we go. Danger's done. Ruined finally. Gonna be joining Dansta. And we gotta see how Dance is gonna play the rest of Bowser's, because it doesn't get that much easier. Sure, Sarge is probably the hardest part, but you got plenty of places where you can mess up, make mistakes, and then you got Mech. So Danger's gonna be coming up initially here, and Dan's not gonna bother stopping by the shop. Doesn't need your moons. Go away. No soliciting. Harry at first. Do you have an opinion either way?
Yes. Topper.
Topper, right?
Topper.
Yeah.
It's the superior choice. There are no other options.
I remember Kerbis saying that in like max percent, or like the category where you get all the moons you can without beating the game. There is actually like an optimal way to do the brutals, but I forget which one it is.
I know for purple coins, Topper first is the correct way.
Well, there you go.
And here it actually doesn't matter, but none of us will ever fully admit that. It of course does matter. Danger's having a bit of trouble with the Shards Moon right now.
Yeah, getting really beat around by the Spinies. And that's a bit of an awkward predicament to get out of. Well, that barely got the fourth shard as well. Danger's, losing a bit more time here, but at the same time, he's pretty far behind already. It was mainly just because of that snow dram and forgetting that he didn't have enough coins. But at least we got to see the seaside clip come out of both runners.
Right, it's definitely going to be a case of seeing how far away from Dansta Dangerous is going to be able to finish, because it is still very important that Dangerous finishes within a relatively close time to Dansta, so that he can actually get a good amount of points.
Yeah, you get up to 19. Sounds kind of a weird number, but there's like 20 consolation points, and every runner automatically gets one of them. But then every 10 seconds, you're off from the every 10 seconds there's a gap. The winner gets a point, loser goes down a point, so winner can get up to 59, but loser can get up to 19 if it's like almost like less than 10 seconds apart, so almost a tie.
Yeah, I would use exclamation point leagues in the chat if you want to see more the rule set of how points work in this league, because it can be kind of complicated and hard to explain in just words. It's better to have a visual aid for you.
Yeah, there's a nice chart, but it really is just like you have up to 3 minutes of a deficit where you can still earn points for losing.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple concept, but it's still just a lot easier to explain with a visual aid. Dansta about to go into target acquired here on the second half of the Brutal Flip. Yep, getting that Harry at third and setting up for the jump. Looking good, gets target acquired.
Good stuff from Dansta here. Taking care of Mech. You love to see it because even though he's not really in danger of losing this race anytime soon, you know, it's gonna count, and more often than not, Mech's gonna matter. And you know, if Dansta can be more confident going in, then all the better. But right now, just gonna watch quite a load of cutscenes. It actually takes a really long time to leave this kingdom. Mario kind of showing off his dance skills, but maybe a bit too much. So just gonna be Moon left. And Danger's gonna be joining, or not really joining Dansta so soon, but he's coming up to the last section before Mech. Dansta says he's on decent 101 pace, possibly a mid 101, but at least a high 101 if he can play pretty well here in Moon, which is pretty cool, if I might say so myself.
Yeah, I forget exactly what Dansta's PB is, and as
It's
I
like
said,
101.18.
I'm sure he's gonna type it in chat as soon as I.
Is it 101.18 Dansta? Or is it like 16?
I don't know.
It's something around there.
Who knows? 101.17. Thank you. We do have a 101.39 as the best possible time, based on his pace currently from his splits. We do get little things updated from our runners every once in a while to give us some info on what's happening.
Because I remember Split saying 101.18, but I guess he just retimed it and it was like in the 17s.
I believe that was probably just one of the moderators retiming it. If he did end up submitting it.
Really nice vector from Dansta. Hello, Limcube. Thank you for the host, Limcube, legend of the SMO community, and doing a lot of good stuff for GSA. I don't know, let's hit some like clocks in chat or something for Limcube. Dansta, hello. Not quite getting the rocket flower with the cap throw. And you actually don't get any rocket flowers in Seaside anymore, so it's kind of like the first appearance and it's right at the end. Moon Cave skip from Dansta looks pretty good. And there we go. Into the chapel. Or chapel, cathedral, church, whatever you want to call it.
Chapel.
Okay. So, let's see if Dansta can get a 101. That would be pretty hype. And Dansta as a runner with a 101.17. This is going to be pretty encouraging because he's got to go up against a lot of really tough players, but he's on the up and up himself. And getting times like these, you know, that'll take you far. A lot of really top runners will still get a fair amount of 102s in races. You know, it's not easy to get a 101 by any means. Dansta's had to have a pretty decent run himself. In fact, Dansta could have had a 101 with the sick luncheon, I believe. But at any rate, he's making some pretty good pace. Just taking care of this pretty easy phase of the Bowser fight. You know, if you actually get burned by the flame, it doesn't even matter because, I mean, it could, but usually doesn't. Damage boosting into the hats, and Danger's only just now starting off in Moon, so pretty huge gap here for Dansta. Danger's going to be hard pressed to win some points, and we'll see if he can make it happen. Would need at least a 104, which I'm pretty sure he can still get Dansta if he got a 101. Hanging into the escape now, and we're gonna see. I think Dansta could still get like a 101.30 something, like a 101.38, 39, which means his Moon has been really clean so far. Probably near gold pace, but he'd have to have good pillars. Oh, dangers, man.
Ooh! And he's not
Wow,
going to be able to save that either. He is going to take a death from that. And that is why I get so, like, tense. Even after the even after the moon skip is done, it's still actually pretty risky. I mean, it's not not a lot of people end up falling at that point, but it's still like if you fall there, it's a huge punishment.
Yeah. And so making quick work of the 2D section, getting 2D skip no problemo. And gonna be entering the final room in the game. Knock down some pillars. We'll see just what time he can get. And I don't know exactly how long pillars take, because I know it's a bit less than a minute, but I don't know if he could still get like a 39 or so. Alright, shots coming out, looking pretty good. I don't know if that first one's gonna hit. I think that was a bit wide. Some nice claws in. Only 2 more pillars to go. If Dansta beats a 101.39, then he'll be Golden Moon here, but I don't think it will happen specifically. But they'll be really close. Just breaking this last cube, definitely going to get a 101, and definitely being an impressive race time to get, especially if you're Dansta. Barely not able to gold.
And yeah, met his best possible time exactly. So well done, meeting expectations of his place.
There you go. Expectation is just play identical to your sum of best. I think we could Dansta in for an interview if he wants while Danger's gonna wrap up, because he still has a few minutes left to gameplay. Hello, welcome to the call, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So 101.39, that's a pretty darn good time. Anything
Yes.
other than like, so I could think you're pretty happy about that. Anything like you wished had gone better?
Would it? Because if I didn't lose 36 seconds in Would it, this could have been beat.
Oh really? It was 36 seconds?
Yeah, 36 seconds
Wow.
to my goal.
That's pretty nuts.
1901 Would it exit, like in my PB I had 1823, so almost 40 seconds behind at that point, and
So
only
you had like a
21
really good like mid game and late game then.
Yeah, Metro wasn't too great, lost 17 seconds there as well to my goals,
Okay.
but from there on it was pretty good.
What exactly? What did you do differently in your gold wooded route?
I did not miss ramp twice.
Oh, that would do it. Yeah.
And didn't reset FRS twice because I'm dumb, because both of those would have worked. And I was just like, no, I won't get onto the railing, and I actually did. And that, like, I already wanted to reset it, but then I hit the railing and got the jump and reset a perfect jump twice.
Oh, so it would have worked, but you
Oh.
actually had already been in the process of canceling it.
Yeah.
Rip.
Then I was going, then my mind was like, okay, let's still go for it, and then no, this is too late, and then back it up twice. So it was a little bit weird.
So other than that, like, that run was pretty good. How do you like
Yeah.
the new seaside route? You know, it's probably a bit easier, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or-
the reason why I only got a 330 is because I bonked at the third moon and lost quite some time there. Other than that, like, if I didn't make that mistake, it would have probably saved time over my previous gold before the clip.
Nice.
It does appear that you are probably going to get the full 19 points from the from the timer differences, because we are at danger sitting at
Yeah,
around a 104 right now.
has this
He's
happened
actually
yet?
had-
I don't think so. This.
He actually had a really bad death. Like, he got like the
Yeah.
moon skip, but then fell trying to get onto the like
Yeah,
the
I
last
saw.
path to get. Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
He
I
also
mean,
didn't
I
have
didn't.
enough coins in
I
Snow
was in the
Kingdom.
fight right there, and then I just finished Bowser and I saw him dying there.
So Dangers, will that be a 104.59? I don't know what his like own timer would have been, but probably a high 104. There we go. We'll see. Hello, Dangers.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
That was god awful. Everything about that run just did not want me to succeed. So, you know, I wasn't expecting to win anymore in this league, but, you know, it really hurts when the game doesn't want you to win either. So, it's fine.
GG.
GG. Congrats on all the points, Dansta.
Thanks.
Give him the gift of points.
Yeah, literally the first clean sweep of the entire league, so you deserve it. And
you.
yeah, good luck in your next race.
That was a race PB by 59 seconds for me.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and GSA race PB by over a minute.
Good to hear you keeping track of that stuff.
Yeah. My previous best one was only a 102.38. It was actually bad.
Well, I'm sure they the new seaside route definitely helped with that.
Yeah.
With that, we're gonna be going on a break very shortly. Coming up next is another SMO race. Let me just look at the schedule for a second to see who's. We got. I found it. Little Aggie versus Suisaga, and commentated by Limcube and Dangers. So it's probably why Dangers left so quickly after complaining about how bad that run was. Which I don't blame him. That was a really bad run, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough. Like, a lot of those mistakes were not things that would happen too much, and if he didn't make those, he could have still gotten like a 103, which wouldn't have been good, but it wouldn't have been that bad, you know, like.
Yeah,
and it's what it is. Sometimes you have those.
Yeah, absolutely. So stick around, you know, see some more SMO action.
Yeah. All right. See you later. Thanks, Dan.